How do you move from one business to another?
That is so let me tell you how do we start a new business. Then I'll tell you how we move from one to another.
Done.
So whenever we see an opportunity in the industry where we see a gap, a hole, and if we think that we are qualified to fill that hole, we will make a move and we will start something new. Now, what I didn't mention in my introduction was I've started 15 companies in the last 18 years. I've shut down 6. All those failures are on me. I don't blame my team. For a simple reason is either we ran out of money, the product was too early, or 3, I was not the right person to bring that product to market. So people talk about product market fit. I think a very important concept also is product founder fit. Is this the founder for this product? Somebody else in that place actually could have been would have made that a success. I wasn't the right person for it. I remember I started a BPO for engineering like 12, 13 years ago. And I'm not an engineer. I got a few customers. I wasn't able to keep up the quality. I wasn't able to deliver on time because that wasn't my forte, right? A few years later, we started another BPO in an area that we are good at, customer service. We're very good at customer service, and that was doing extremely well. We understand software. Me and a business partner there, we are both software guys. We understand software really well. We are very process-driven people. That made sense. When I did it alone for an engineering thing, which is not my forte, it failed. So now, anytime we start something, these are the questions we ask, right? The second thing we ask is, hey, what kind of manpower are we going to need for this? What kind of brain power are you going to need for this? Do we have it? Do I have it? Does my business partner have it? Or do I need to hire it? If I hire who or this one person, then based on that one person, we actually create an entire plan and then we launch, right? Most of the companies we start, we actually give them 6 months to 12 months. If they don't turn profitable or they don't survive, kill. Very clear. About to survive, because anything I start needs to make money. I don't believe in that, let's burn for 3 years and 5 years and let's burn $500 million profit. That's not my method. I'm not saying that's wrong. It's just that I don't have the stomach for it. I know so many companies, billion-dollar companies, still run, still in the red, but that's their model. They're designed for it. They're growing. Obviously, they're run by very successful founders whose vision probably is much bigger than mine. Their risk appetite may be much bigger than mine. I don't have the stomach for, hey, last year we only won 500 million. I don't know what face I will show my investors, right? So in one of my companies, I do have investors. I don't know how to show my face. Somebody like, last year I just burned like 50 crores, 100 crores. I'm not going to be able to do that. So maybe just I'm not built for it. But idea is once you see the niche, see if there's the right team in place, and to run any company successfully, there are some very basic fundamental building blocks. That I think we figured out. Getting the right team, getting the right process, getting the right metrics, sales and marketing is absolutely key. By the way, you can have a B-grade product and A-grade sales and marketing and you'll still do well over an A-grade product with B-grade sales and marketing, right? So everything we built when we started it was in world class and it was okay. We got better to a point where it becomes world class, right? And how do we manage multiple companies? It finally comes down to getting the right set of people, getting the right process in place, getting the right metrics in place. So now for each of the companies, every week I get a report. It's called the S6 report. S6 basically stands for, this is something I learned from my mentor, Dr. Velumani. He's my mentor, personal mentor, and also was an investor at Equinox. S6 basically is last 6 days, last 6 weeks, last 6 months, last 6 quarters, last 6 years in a single view. You have no idea how powerful that is. It's one of the most powerful report formats I've seen. After getting used to that, anything else, I'm like, no. If they're like, we got this new type, I'm like, S6, because you're able to see micro movements, you're able to see macro movements, seasonality, annual growth, quarterly growth, everything in one single view, extremely powerful. So that's, by the way, one of my secret sauce, also running multiple processes, multiple teams, is I think these 3 things.
But S6, over what parameters do you look at?
Exactly. Now, I typically for any process or company, I look at only the top 3. The category head or the process lead would probably look at 5 or 10 and they would look at it daily. I look at it weekly or some cases monthly.
They also look at it as an S6?
S6 format. They may want more. They may want to go down to the customer level. Each line they will look at. I don't think I need to look at it because they have been trained on how to do it and what to do with it, when to raise the red flag, if there's something that's broken. But I think the parameters I think should be top 3. Now, for example, if it's a company, top line, bottom line, number of new customers added. This is typically the 3 things I would look at for any company. I think that's important, right? If it's a specific process, like example, marketing. Okay, how many total leads did we get? How many relevant leads did we get? What was the cost per lead? Right? So now these 3 are enough because there'll be 100 others, but at the end, don't matter to me. For the person who has to tweak, yes, it will make a big difference, right? So let's say for my social media team, they will probably go into the weeds at how did this one post do, followers, non-followers. For me, it may be just a very macro thing that, hey, how many new leads did we get? Like, for example, when it comes to social, I don't care how many followers I have. It doesn't make a difference. It's like, hey, how much did we get leads? Did we get customers? Did we get engagement from our customers? Some random person liking my post, does it drive dollars to our bank? Not really. A customer liking our post, I still appreciate because we're still coming up on top of their mind, right? We don't sell anything online. So we're not a social media company. We're not an e-commerce company. But the reason we are very heavily invested on social, I read 3 podcasts. Why? I actually burn money every time we do a podcast. But anyone I interview, I get close to them. So I interview a lot of my customers. I interview so many non-customers. I interview people I find interesting. So when I started connecting the dots where I interviewed you, many people are like, one sec, this is nothing to do with business. I said, hey, but I want to learn from him. I wanted to learn from you. I've been following you for a while. I'm like, hey, I want to meet this guy one person and learn something new from him, which I did, right? So that's the idea. So there is personal enrichment. There is brand building, which I think is key. And last but not the least is whenever you enter a room, people will always be talking about, hey, I saw your podcast with so and so. There's always something there and they always look up to you, right? So now how do you measure that in social media? You actually can't. Like I tried putting a metric to this, like recognition, like when I go meet somebody. But the intangible metric there would be if I go for any meeting, 99% of the times people would have, they will bring up, oh, I saw a video of you with, or I saw you talking about, which I think automatically raises the bar, right? So, but for every process, I think every leader should minimum look at 3 metrics on a daily basis.
If you like this episode, don't forget to hit subscribe. Also give us a rating. It really helps with people discovering the podcast. If you like podcasts like this, check out other interesting podcasts on the IVM network. You can also watch all the episodes on the Habit Coach Awesome 180 YouTube channel. Follow us on social media. We are at IVM Podcasts on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, everywhere. You can also reach out to me. I am Ashdin Doc at Twitter and Instagram. You can connect with me on my website, awesome180.com. You can also check out my 2 new books, Change Your Habits, Change Your Life, and the second, The Book of Good Habits for Kids. I am Ashdin Doctor, your habit coach.
IVM.